Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Amber and I'm so excited to show you my sewing room, my new and improved sewing room tour. So right after this introduction, I'm going to insert the day we got the Longarm delivered and installed, and then what it looks like now that it's all set up. Also, side note, I referenced on my sewing room shelf these being a layer cake. These are actually called a jelly roll, so editor's little correction there. But without further ado, let me just give you a tour of my sewing room. So this is my sewing room that has been pretty much gutted out. Oh, here's a nice quilt that I am working on, but that has been, pardon the vacuum in front of it, that has been placed on hold while the room is under construction because I am getting a Longarm machine today. So I had to get everything out of here. This folding table will be folded and put in the other room for now. In just a minute, because the Longarm is 12 feet long by like 5.5 and 6 feet. So it will literally, I'm standing in the corner of the entranceway. It's a wall to my right. So it will literally consume like 3/4 of this room. And this is the sewing table and a roll of batting that my M7 sewing machine sits on. And of course, these are boxes. Hubby had to quickly assemble, and I'm going to turn you around, the bookshelves for my closet, because that is where I house my fabric. So I've just started putting my fabric back on the shelves. I did have like I think it was just 3 shelves in the closet before, and one of the shelves came out of the wall with a big thud. All my fabric came tumbling down, thread everywhere. It was a mess. But rather than reinstall the shelving, I think this is so much better. This is a much better option for me because each shelf is rather short and can withstand the weight. Sometimes fabric, it can really add up. You would be surprised. You get enough yardage in there and it is pretty heavy. So I'm still fine tuning. I'm kind of putting light colors together. I love seeing it like this, so organized. Got my Christmas fabric over here. On the bottom in the middle there, I have some pre-cuts, some layer cakes and charm packs. And then these rolls are called layer cakes. So they're just pre-cut 2.5 inch strips of coordinating fabrics. And then on this top shelf, those are specific projects that I plan on doing. So I just set those aside there. So, and then of course that's my, that's my 4th of July fabric that I'm working with. So yeah, I'm really so excited, and I will show you once we get the Longarm installed, but it will literally consume a lot of this room. I've had to move my desk. My desk used to sit right here. Put that in our bedroom, and my chair. Got rid of I used to have a ladder bookshelf leaning against this wall, and darling daughter is gonna take that. So I think she's gonna pick it up tomorrow. So then I have my Missouri Star clock. I guess I have room for that. Anything on the wall, I have room for. So it's going on 10 o'clock, and then the delivery will be here between 10:30 and 10:45. So very soon. I've had 1 cup of coffee. I think I'm going to get another one and a smoothie. But hubby is going to put all these boxes in the garage. You see the morning sun. And put the brackets and just clear this space. All of hubby's tools from last night. He powered through. He was tired from working hard all day, all week, being Friday. And then, but he put my shelves together for me because with the Longarm coming and consuming so much of this floor space, we needed to go ahead and get the shelving in the closet before the Longarm is delivered. So I am super excited. I think these are, you might wonder, these are from IKEA, and they're the Gersby, kind of narrow shelving. And I think total for 3 of the shelves, it was like $125, something like that. And then hubby went and picked it up, so we didn't have to pay for the delivery. So that really worked out. That's a great solution to our shelving issue. And I don't think I will have room for all of my fabric. I'm kind of sorting through right now, just kind of, I might purge, well, I will purge some more and just keep what I know I will use and let go of what's just cluttering. So that is my closet situation and my sewing room. This is my like design wall. It's flannel. So these are just like some trial practice blocks that I like. My tulip, my lemon star, and that red and white in the middle, that's called Sister's Choice. On the left, that's the Ohio Star. And then this one to the right, the red one, is the Sawtooth Star. And that's the ribbon star on the left, another lemon star, and of course my trusty pinwheel. So yeah, so I'm excited about completing this star throw here for someone special. But that is my room as it stands now. It's getting ready to, whoops, I stepped on something, radically change. So I wanted to show you the before. That is a flag, just a panel, it's a screen print that I quilted and hung that last year, and it's been up ever since because I love it so much. I think that one was called Land of Liberty, that fabric line. Anyway, it's really pretty. So this is the before, and I'll be back with you to show you once the long arm is in. Well, this is what my sewing room looks like today. So this is our new long arm. This is a Babylock Regalia with, it has the computer there, Acer little tablet that it goes with the Pro Stitcher that has all the designs built in, so it's robotic. And you can do free motion quilting as well, but super excited that it does it all by itself. So this is the long arm machine. I just have a few odds and ends stored in these totes there, which underneath of this has a lot of room for storage, which is nice. So we are actually getting ready to have lessons in a couple weeks. There's a lady coming from the sewing machine dealer to give us free lessons. So this is what it looks like, you guys. I said it's like we bought a used car. This is not inexpensive by any stretch of the imagination, but we are thinking to kind of have a little side business. So this is, like I said, a Babylock Regalia. It is 2 years old, so it was a trade-in. So a lady who just put a little bit of miles on it, traded in for a new one. But this is really in like new condition. And this can do a quilt that is king size. So I'm super excited about that because we have a king size bed. So these are the bookshelves. This is my little closet, which is like an extension of my sewing room. We took the folding doors off when we put these engineered hardwood floors in. You see over there to my right, I slipped my flip-flops off so I'm not flopping around. But the shelving, like I said, came out of the wall, and hubby installed these bookshelves for me that we got from IKEA. And so I've gone ahead and stored my fabric on the top shelf. I have some future projects, so that's what that fabric is. Then on this shelf I have some patriotic, some jelly rolls. My Christmas section, that gets 2 shelves of dedicated space because I love Christmas. And this, I just have some 5-inch squares and my green and blue section. And then down there at the bottom, I have my layer cakes, which are 10-inch pre-cut squares. And then I have my white cream background fabric, my yellows, which is one of my favorite colors, but also I was kind of building up my stock there because I plan to do a yellow quilt for a dear friend. And then I have my orange. I have a little coaster there that I made. I set my glass of water there. I'm very careful not to bring any drinks near my machines, so that stays over there. Reds and then pinks and purples at the bottom there. And then I just had my son put a couple nails in the wall for me for my rulers, which is awesome. So I can just hang those there when I'm not using them. This is a bolt of batting that goes in between the quilts. And believe it or not, that was like twice as wide, twice as thick as that is. I've used that, quite a bit of that actually, ordered that from Amazon, which that's been wonderful. So then we come over here, have my Missouri Star calendar. Hubby took a look at this quilt that they have in this picture using the periwinkle template, and he wants me to make that. So we'll see. I ordered the periwinkle template. I told him he should not encourage me. Oh, you see my do not disturb sign? That's the sign that I usually put on the outside of the door when I'm filming. Because invariably somebody will come in my room or knock on the door. Those are just some quilt blocks that I've kind of done and put over there for inspiration or future quilts. Oh, this is something that I'm working on. If you guys are interested in quilting, not only is the Missouri Star Quilt Company a great resource with YouTube tutorials, but a lady I've been watching for probably a little over a year, her name is Beth, and her YouTube channel is My Sewing Room. And I just love how just light and carefree she is with her sewing. No quilt police. It's just relaxing. So she's doing a summer sew along. So I decided to do patriotic fabric with each quilt block. So each week we do a separate quilt block. So I went ahead by a couple of weeks. So yeah, that's what that is, my design wall, where I just kind of put things up that I'm working on or want to kind of lay out a design. And this is my beloved Janome M7 Continental. This table I bought at the same time. I bought this earlier this year. This is very computerized. Actually, I should turn it on. It's a little loud when you first turn it on, but it has great LED lighting. Yeah, there we go. But it is just a wonderful, wonderful machine. It has a separate motor for quilting, and right now I've got the quilting walking foot on there. But it's great. I love the table that just sits down in there. It's a heavy machine, so it really needed something pretty sturdy. So it's a workhorse. Love it. And then it has some little drawers there. I'm probably going to move some things around. Right now I've got my folding table here where I have my cutting mat, my templates, my rotary cutter, and my wool ironing mat. My poor table is a little warped just from the steam ironing that I've done in the past. At some point I'd like to get a more sturdy table, but right now this is working for what I need. If I'm trying to iron a huge quilt, I'll bring in the ironing board. And then a lot of this paraphernalia came with the Longarm when it was delivered. I just haven't found a spot for that. And then in the sewing case is my small Janome, which I had for, I don't know, probably almost 10 years. So that's what I will use if my Janome M7 goes into the shop. And then this little basket just houses scraps and that sort of thing. So this is my sewing room right now. It's kind of bare bones. And then of course I've shown you my flag wall hanging. But yeah, the star of the show is this Longarm machine, which is just an incredible thing. I'm still pinching myself that I am the proud owner of a Longarm. I never have to send out my quilts to be quilted again. If you are familiar with quilting, you know how expensive that can be. I think I've only sent out a king size one time, and it's for probably the first real large quilt that I've done, and that's the red one. And I paid, I think I paid over $400, probably almost $500 to have that quilted. And that's a lot of money. And not to mention, I've had some oversized throws done, and if you're getting to the queen size, you know, you're spending $300 on up dollars. So if this is something that I'm going to do long term, like hubby said, you know, this is a great investment, and you know, if I can quilt for other people, and he actually wants to learn too. So yeah, so that'll be a great little side income. So we'll see. First, we have to learn. So I hear that the Handy Quilter company has great tutorials on YouTube. So we are beginning to watch those. The Handy Quilter is the company that makes this frame that you load it on, and they make a lot of the Longarm machines also. For, you know, they do have Babylock, but they also have their own brand, Amara, and some other ones that they manufacture. So this is a learning curve, but one that we're very, very excited about. So yeah, so it's 12 feet long, like I mentioned, and then we do have to be able to get behind there at some point. So we have enough clearance to do that. If we needed to, we could move it out still a little bit more. But basically this machine, once you program it and everything, it moves robotically on this, on the tracks that it sits on. So it's a pretty amazing machine. And of course, Babylock is a great reputable brand. So really, really happy with our purchase. Very happy. So I just wanted to give you guys an overview of my sewing room. It's not a huge room. Thankfully, it is large enough to house my obsession. And just give me some space. It's just an amazing thing that I have this room all to myself, you know. I mean, years ago I started off just doing some light sewing at the dining room table, and look where we are today. But I love quilting. I love to be able to gift others just a small token of my love. Like I have said in the past, if you ever receive a quilt from someone that they've handmade, just know that you are so loved, because there's a lot of time, a lot of skill, and oftentimes many years of just building that skill level and expertise that has gone into it. So just know that if you get a quilt, you are so loved. But yeah, like I said, if you're interested in quilting, give the Missouri Star Quilt Company a look on YouTube. They've got awesome tutorials. That is how I learned to quilt. So Jenny Doan founded this company, I think just under 15 years ago. And she's a gem. I just love her so much, because she is the reason why I'm quilting today, or at least one big reason. I'm a visual learner, so these tutorials are just lifesavers. But this is my sewing room, you guys. And of course I have my thread up here in the closet, you might wonder. I don't have a whole lot on hand right now. So This fabric selection I have kind of pared down. Got rid of some that I didn't think I would use. And then I have a little bit of flannel fabric that I don't often use. And I just put that in the hall closet because my space here is a little limited. So I'm sure I will fill that top shelf. But for now, this is adequate fabric for me because I try to be a good steward of what I have and also just not to overwhelm myself. So this is enough for me to have on hand at the moment. So thanks for joining me today. Let me know in the comments below how you guys liked everything, and hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you soon. God bless.